Let's talk about the most shocking moment in film history when Darth Vader reveals himself to Luke Skywalker. Well, you know what I mean by reveals himself. Says he's the father of Luke Skywalker. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with yet one of those new videos. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to go back to 1980 when Darth Vader revealed he was Luke Skywalker's father. Now, I don't have a lot of memory of seeing The Empire Strikes Back, but I do have a lot of memory of talking about The Empire Strikes Back. I vaguely remember seeing Star Wars. I can't remember like standing in line and everything, but I vaguely remember that. Hold on just a second. Sorry, I keep the camera and it's going to bother me if I don't adjust it. Anyway, I can remember seeing Star Wars at the theater. I can remember coming home from the theater playing Star Wars, but I really don't know if it's the 77, 78, 79 releases. But I remember being crazy about Star Wars even before Empire Strikes Back. I can remember going to Zayre's with my brother getting the figures. I can remember going to my grandma's house playing with the figures with my brother or by myself. I remember the first time I got the Land Speeder. It was the most awesome toy ever. The Land Speeder. Remember how awesome that toy was? Never thought you'd live to see the day. I remember I was like 6 years old and I was like, never thought I'd live to see the day that I played with a Land Speeder. But Empire Strikes Back came out and I was 7 going on 8. And although I don't have that much memories of actually like standing in line or what I felt seeing it, I do remember the reveal. And I don't remember the gut punch that I felt in the theater at the time. But I can remember things that summer or talking about it. Now, put you in a mind frame if you didn't see it when it was originally released. You hadn't, especially for a kid, 8, 9 years old, you never even put in your head that Darth Vader could be Luke's dad. As far as you was concerned, Obi-Wan, couldn't tell a lie, said Darth Vader killed Luke's father. You took it as that. That's all you needed to know. And you was like, man, that guy killed somebody's pappy. You hated Darth Vader. Sure, you loved him as a villain, but you hated him. You could not wait to see Darth Vader get his comeuppings. So you went to see Empire Strikes Back and then find out, Luke, I am your father. Okay, he doesn't say, Luke, I am your father. That would be stupid. He says, no, I am your father. And again, I can't remember the gut punch of that in the theater. I wish I could. I can remember probably a few days later talking to my friend Justin. We were out of school for the summer. Out of school for the summer. Remember that? Remember how fun that was being out of school for the summer? 3 months, nothing to do. Be lazy as you want. Nothing you could do. But I remember talking to him. He probably seen it, and I probably seen it over the weekend. And I told him, I said, I can't believe this. Darth Vader is Luke's dad. And he was like, hold up, jump kid, hold up. You remember when Darth Vader was talking to that old dude? He called him an old dude. We all know he's talking about the Emperor now. He said when he was talking to the old dude, he said he will do anything he can to get Luke to join him. Now, I don't think that's the way he said it, but hey, we didn't have VCRs. Couldn't just watch the movie. Couldn't see clips on YouTube. So I was like, yeah, he did say that. Because he did say something kind of like he would join us or die, I think he says. But they thought he said something like that. And my friend convinced me. He was like, see? He's lying to Luke. He's going to say, Luke, I'm your dad. They're going to hang out. They're going to play ball, whatever. And then he's going to say, once he gets him, in his clutches, in his base or whatever, he's going to say, ha, I lied to you. I am not your father. I killed your father. I was like, man, that's probably the dirtiest trick anyone could do, to tell him that. And I was convinced right then and there. I was like, that's it. I was wrong. I remember thinking, yeah, Vader's his dad. Vader wouldn't lie. Adults don't lie. I was a stupid kid. Like, adults don't lie. But then I can remember during the summer, too, me going back to tell my brother, talking about it, and he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, no, he lied, man. He's just doing that to get Luke Skywalker to join him. As soon as Luke gets over there and joins him, he's going to tell him the truth, but it's going to be too late. Luke's going to be like, oh, man, I already blew off my rebel friends and hanging out with my dad. I'm going to have to stay here and stay to be a bad guy with you. I mean, that's what my little mind was saying anyway. My brother was like, no, he's Luke's dad. He's got to be Luke's dad. I was like, what do you mean? He said Vader wouldn't say that. He's sure he's doing it to get Luke to come over to his side, but he wouldn't just lie to him, because if he wants to lie, it comes out. Luke will be upset at him and won't believe anything he says again, and he'll just turn on Vader again. I thought, well, damn, that's right. That's right. maybe Justin, who I thought was a genius when it comes to Star Wars, maybe he was right. I said, Vader lies. Then even if Luke goes with him to his Empire castle or whatever, Luke's going to find out he lied and then just going to leave again and go join the rebels again. So I was that summer of 1980, I didn't know what to think. Here's my friend Justin, who I trusted his opinion when it came to Star Wars. Although he played with G.I. Joe more than Star Wars. Never understood that. But he made me convinced that, yeah, Vader has to be lying. And then, here's my brother convincing me that, no, Vader can't be lying. It was a confusing time for sure. I couldn't even make up my own mind. And I can remember thinking about it all summer of 1980. And I had 199 days till I found out when I saw Return of the Jedi. And I can remember talking to my other friend, Boyd. I've talked about him before on the channel. We were really good friends. And I think we saw the movie together probably later that summer or something. Or hell, it might have been that 81 re-release or 82 or something. I don't remember the time frame, but I remember we saw it again. We still didn't have that answer. And I can remember talking to him and saying, Darth Vader is Luke's dad. It's true. He wouldn't lie. And he was like, come on, dude. Who are you going to believe, Darth Vader or Obi-Wan Kenobi? Now that's I hadn't even factored in by that time the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing. So I said, okay. So I went back. I was listening to my Star Wars story album. Obi-Wan talks about, he was a friend of your father's, and he betrayed him. I was like, dang. Now, Darth Vader, you had to ask yourself, would Darth Vader lie? Yes, we all know Darth Vader would lie. Would Obi-Wan Kenobi lie? Of course not. Not to Luke Skywalker. So I was like, at first I was like, well, maybe he didn't know. I couldn't convince myself. I was like, no, Obi-Wan wouldn't lie. So there I was again. I was convinced now. I went from Darth Vader's lying, Darth Vader can't be lying, back to Darth Vader's lying again. Because I was like, man, you make a good point. I didn't think about that. And I had this good knowledge. I had this good new theory now that I took from Boyd, took it as my own, went back to my brother and was like, hey, Junk brother, I figured it out. Darth Vader has to be lying. Because Obi-Wan Kenobi, the greatest Jedi of all times, there was no way he would lie to Luke Skywalker. And even my brother was like, I didn't think about that. He did say that. So we were both kind of like, okay, is Darth Vader lying or isn't he lying? Could not believe it. And I can remember standing in the theater for Return of the Jedi. This I can remember. I can remember leaving school at 3 o'clock, going to see Return of the Jedi right after school. My brother taking me, him and his friend went with us. I can remember standing in line. The line went, this was like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Wasn't even a nighttime show, and the line went up the road, across the street. It had to be at least, in my mind, 1,000 people in line. It had to be at least 100 probably. It was crazy. So I can remember going to see Star Wars, and I can remember being on the edge of my seat when when Luke's talking to Yoda, and he says, "Is Darth Vader my father?" And I can remember sitting on the edge of the seat. It was like, finally, after 199 days, this is it. This is what I've been waiting to hear the answer to. And I remember leaning in, and Yoda was rolling over. I gotta go to sleep now. I gotta go to sleep now. I was like, oh, Yoda. And then it revealed. Yes, Darth Vader is your father. That's when it truly hit me. Not with Empire Strikes Back, although I was probably a little shocked, and I was in denial for 3 years. But when Yoda said it, that's when I felt like somebody had punched me in the gut. I was like, It was hard to even focus on the movie after he said that. Because I remember the first time I didn't even pick up the other Skywalker thing, because I was just like, oh my God, Darth Vader. Oh my God, Darth Vader is Luke's dad. Oh my God. And then he went out, and then Obi-Wan explained how he lied from a certain point of view. I was like, man, why didn't I see this? Why was I so confused? Yes, Darth Vader told the truth. It was Obi-Wan that lied, but in a way to protect Luke. And he was alright. He did kind of die. The Anakin Skywalker we know and love, or we didn't know and love, that Obi-Wan knew and loved, became Darth Vader, and the good guy died. It was a good twist. Because you know they didn't see that coming, and they had to fix it sometime in Return of the Jedi. They fixed it pretty good, I think. And by the time Return of the Jedi got out, my friend Justin had transferred schools, and I didn't even know him anymore. I forgot all about him. So I didn't get to go back and talk to him. I remember talking to my brother, because we went to see Return of the Jedi together, and it was like, that's it. Vader is Luke's father. We know that now. And he was like, yeah, we all know that. Come on, did you really think it wasn't? My brother was like, nobody, did you really question it? And my brother was like, I was like, yeah, we questioned it for 3 years. Like, no, come on, we knew Vader was telling the truth. We all knew. Even Luke knew it. That's why he screamed no. I was like, what, you don't remember the last 3 years us debating it back and forth? And, no. Come on, it wasn't a debate. Everybody knew that. I just couldn't believe it. Still to this day, shocked. Darth Vader, the evil of all evildoers, is Luke Skywalker's pappy. It's crazy. Crazy. But it was a great time. People get upset about cliffhangers nowadays, leaving you hanging. That's what I loved about the original Star Wars. It's probably why I loved watching some of the soap operas with my grandma or my mom. I used to watch Guiding Light with my mom, and I loved cliffhangers. That's why I would watch it. I would get caught up in the stories. Some bad guy coming back from the dead on Friday. They would reveal his face. Oh my God, Roger Thorpe is still alive. Wait till Alan Spaulding finds out. And then I have to wait till the weekend and go to the month. I love that thrill, hanging and waiting. Thanks mostly to Empire Strikes Back. And that's one thing. The prequels, I'm not a big fan of the prequels, but I don't bash on them. There was no cliffhanger. Each prequel ends with wrapped in a bow. You know, story-wise, it might leave you hanging. There's no really hanging there. I mean, you have the funeral at the end of Phantom Menace, the wedding at Attack of the Clones, and then, you know, the Rise of Sith leading into A New Hope. And at least The Force Awakens gave me a cliffhanger. Hell, it was right on a cliff. The other ones never really did, but I really missed that. I love that 3-year wait between Empire and Jedi. Now, it was weird because I didn't really debate the other. I don't know why. I didn't even remember that. I think I was just so little, it didn't even get in my head. Who's this other he's talking about? I don't remember debating that. I don't even remember that being a thing. I don't even remember that till years later when I started watching on video. I guess because I didn't have the story of Star Wars Empire record like I did the original Star Wars that I would wear out over and over. I mean, that was my Netflix back then. That's how I watched Star Wars back then. Just putting on that record, hearing the story of Star Wars. Still to this day, when I watch Star Wars A New Hope, when the Falcon enters the Death Star, in my mind I go, that's when you flip the record over. So I never had that other moment. I never really questioned it, or I wonder who the other was. I don't know why. Anyway, that's a memory I have of Darth Vader's reveal to Luke Skywalker. I thought it'd be kind of fun to go back, talk about that, and see what you guys think. Were you there in the theater? How did it feel when you found out the reveal? And was you like me, where it didn't really hit you until Return of the Jedi? Star Wars, what a great set of movies, right? Here we are, over 40 years later, still talking about them. What a great movie. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. In the comments below, let me know how you felt seeing Star Wars for the first time and finding out Vader was Luke's dad. And let me know that and more in the comments below. And until the next video, thumb up this one so I know you like my content. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Junkman.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.